Hello, I know I'm back. I still exist. I have not gone missing. I survived the pandemic just like you. But yeah, listen, this has been a long time coming. Let me tell you where I have been. Let's start there, right? And why I'm back. So reason I've been missing. Also, you'll realize the change of scenery in the background. I'll also elaborate on that. But basically, I'm just glad to be back. But I have been MIA because, right, I've been trying to push the podcast Rolling with Lebo Magolego. And then a great opportunity happened. I've been trying to push the podcast because one, I was unemployed. Two, I've been living as like a struggling artist and studying. So it was just one of those things of how can I use some of the skills that I've learned along the years and how can I incorporate that into something that I can take advantage of, full advantage of. I love talking. That's why I was on radio. And I love filming and producing stuff. Hence, I produced and, created this whole podcast called Rolling with Lebo Magolego. So now I'm just explaining myself because of why I started this whole thing in the first place. And then I got sidetracked because I got a job. And that's a big deal in South Africa, you know what I mean? So for a moment I had to pause everything and just shift my focus a little bit onto this new job, okay, not gonna deal with that right now, but just know that that's really what happened. I had to shift my focus and I had this idea that, okay, fine, things are getting hectic, but when things settle, I'm going to balance. I'm going to keep the balance and make the podcast work, right? And then months and months and months just went by and it's like, I'm like, what's going on? My 5 followers, they probably wait, what happened to me? And that's one of my weaknesses is being consistent, one, and time management. Because I can imagine if I could manage my time better, I'd be able to still work and still be able to maintain uploading and recording the podcast, right? And two, if I was consistent more often, then I wouldn't have to stress about having to record these moments where I have to explain where I've been. I'm working on myself. And one of the reasons I'll be recording these moments, these sessions, is one, I don't want to intrude when I'm interviewing an artist and I'm just talking about me, or I'm just talking about just what's happening around us, and you kind of take the focus and the attention of the artist. And I feel like the artists that I want to invite to the show and to have a chat with us are going to be saying quite a lot of meaningful things. They're going to have quite a lot of information and just advice, So I don't want to be taking up that time from the podcast Rolling with Lebo Magolego. So I want to introduce these diary sessions that I want to be having with you that are going to be happening more frequently, whereas the podcast would be once a month. These would be weekly, right? Where we just talk about life, our flaws, how we can fix them, exercising. There's a lot that we can talk about, and I want to use this moment and this session to talk about that, and then leave the attention and all our focus and energy onto the artists that I'll be interviewing. And I've got a variety of artists that will be joining us on the show. Some you've never heard of, some are new, some you've heard of, obviously. And for the most part, they're going to be undiscovered and probably underdogs more than anything. And I think you're going to enjoy them. One of the reasons we'll be chatting to them is because you're going to love them and appreciate them. And hopefully you can share more artists with me that I can obviously pick their brain and just just find out what's going on in their lives and what they write about and what inspires them, you know. And these sessions that I'll be having with you individually are going to be what inspire me as an artist and the journeys that I've been taking, why I've moved, and how the job has been so far, and where I look to take this baby, you know, because this is what it is, and that's why I'm back for my baby. I didn't just like leave you hanging. Yeah, so keep an eye out, keep an ear out for more of these daily, weekly rather, uploads, as well as the podcast that I'll be uploading tomorrow. So, great artist that I'll be chatting to. She's a woman in the spirit of Women's Month. And yeah, really great to be back. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Tell your friends I'm back. Tell them nobody is going to beat us. We are going to conquer this heavy mountain that has been the pandemic, this heavy mountain that has just been life. But yeah, like I said, I'm going to try to be consistent, time management, and yeah.